To my KonMari series, and today we are going through the second category from the life-changing magic of tidying up, which is books. So if you missed the first category, which was clothing, I will link that up above for you so you can go check out that video. And so we are here in my sewing room with my bookcase. This is a room where probably 90% of our books are kept. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking all the books off and making a giant pile on the floor to go through them to decide which books to keep. Now, I'm a book lover, so while I'm sure that there will be some books that I can get rid of, I am probably going to be keeping a lot of them. When Maria is talking about books, she divides them into 4 subcategories. General, which is books for pleasure, which is most of my books. Practical, which would be like reference books, cookbooks, things that you don't use a lot but you may refer to regularly. Visual books, which would be like photography collections. I don't have a lot of those. And then magazines, which I have almost no magazines. I can't remember the last time I had a magazine subscription, probably when I was in high school, and I really don't have a lot of those left. Okay. One of the things that she recommends is that you get rid of any books that you own that you either haven't read or you have read partway and didn't finish. Now, I am a reader, so I really don't have a lot of books that I haven't read. I think I was just looking over before I started filming, and I think I maybe only have 1 or 2 books that would fit into that category. So that's not going to be a difficult one for me because I don't really have a lot of those books. Then she talks about your book Hall of Fame, which is the books that you really, really love and are going to keep. Since I'm a book lover, I'm sure there will be lots of those. When I lived in Ohio, I actually had 2 bookcases this size completely full of books, plus another small bookcase that had 2 shelves that was full of books, and I pared down a lot of them. So I kind of feel like most of my books that I own are going to be part of my Hall of Fame. Okay, so here's my bookshelf. Starting at the top, I do have some miscellaneous stuff stored up there that are not really books. I have some art and some sentimental items, so those will be gone through later. And then I have 1, 2, 3, 4 shelves of fiction, almost 4, and then the bottom shelf is scrapbooks and yearbooks and stuff like that. So those are mostly sentimental items, so those will be gone through in a later category. I have some of my school textbooks over there. This is another area in my sewing room where I have some books. These books are my sewing, fashion, knitting, costuming books. This is the last place we have books. This is a small bookshelf that's out in my husband's office. Most of these are reference books and Bibles and things, workbooks from Bible studies, and also mostly my husband's books. So this will probably just get a little bit reorganized and not really decluttered too much. Okay, so these are all of my books. Lots of books. Up at the top, these are my sewing, crafting, knitting, vintage reference books. Then I started into fiction. Fiction. And I have my Bibles and journals and other Bible study things. 1 cookbook, some more Bible study things. Some of those aren't mine. Maria's books, some more Bible study stuff, and then my textbooks from college that I still have. So what I'm going to do is try to set up the camera so you guys can watch me purge.
He was a famous trumpet man from old Chicago way. He had a boogie style that no one else could play. He was a top man at his craft. But then his mama came up and he was gone with the draft. He's in the army now, a blowing reveille. He's the boogie woogie bugle by company B. He made a blow a bugle for his Uncle Seth. He really brought him down because he could basic guitar is going with him. And the company jumps and he was readily. He's the Boogie Boogie Bugle Five Company B. He was some Boogie Boogie Bugle Five Company B. And when he played Boogie Boogie Bugle, he was dizzy as a speed. And when he played, he made the company jump into the bar. He's the Boogie Boogie Bugle Five Company B. Diddly-yada, doo-doo, he blows it eight to the bar. He can't blow a note if the basic guitar isn't with him. And the company jumps and he was reveille. He's the Boogie Boogie Bugle Five Company B. Company B. And when he played Boogie Boogie Bugle, he was dizzy as a speed. And when he played, he made the company jump eight to the bar. He's the Boogie Boogie Bugle Five Company B. Diddly-yada, doo-doo, he blows it eight to the bar. He can't blow a note if the basic guitar isn't with him. And the company jumps when he was readily. He's the Boogie Boogie Bugle Five Company B.
So here's the aftermath of book sorting. These are the books that I'm going to keep, as well as my fashion and vintage books over there that I'm keeping that I already went ahead and put on the shelf since they were close. These are the books I'm getting rid of, which is actually a lot more than I thought I was going to. Oops, except for these. These are cute. These are going. Then I have two things for trash. One book which belongs to my sister-in-law, so I'm going to give it back to her. And then I have some mysterious papers and another pile of mysterious papers that I found in my books that are going to be gone through later. So now it's time to put everything back on the shelf. Alright, so it's the finished product time, and you can see bookshelves are full. I have one down here that's almost completely empty. It just has the scrapbooks and a photo album down there, and I just put Marie's book there for now because I'm still using it. And I got rid of some of my textbooks, and again, more scrapbooking and memento items which we'll go through later. Here are my crafting, vintage, sewing, knitting books, which are organized nice and pretty. Not the sewing space, which is not organized and pretty. We'll get to that one later. And here is my husband's bookshelf, which is now dusted and organized. And I've also taken off all of my books, as well as some miscellaneous papers that didn't need to be there that are going to be gone through in the paper section. Alright, so that is it for the second portion of this KonMari Journey books. I really surprised myself with how many of the books that I owned I was willing to part with pretty easily. I thought that maybe I would find 5 or 6, but I actually have a whole pile. So that makes me really excited. Those will be donated, or I have a couple of things that are going to go in the trash, like used workbooks. So that's it for the book section. The next section is going to be papers, which I am really looking forward to. I have a lot of things that I've kept because they need to be shredded or burned or something, and I'm hoping this really motivates me to get all those papers and get them to the shredding place so they can be shredded and get out of my house, because I agree with Marie in saying that papers do not bring joy. So that's it, and we will come back later to go through all of our papers.